The International Network for Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education, INQAAHE, is the global association of external quality assurance agencies, institutions and individuals with major interest in higher education. But what of the network's origins? Where did the story begin? Back in 1991, the first international conference of the emerging quality assurance agencies was held in Hong Kong. When it ended, the delegates agreed to continue working together as a network, which they would build around the concept of information sharing. This marked the creation of INQAAHE, which, though it now seems surprising, was established by only 8 founder members. Today, INQAAHE is a worldwide association of almost 300 organizations involved in varying capacities in the theory and practical application of quality assurance in higher education. The overwhelming majority of its members are quality assurance agencies, although the network also offers associate-level membership to other organizations with a specific interest in quality assurance in higher education, and affiliate-level membership to individuals.
Chers collègues, dear colleagues, un bonjour de Montréal. You know, at the end of the INQAAHE Foundation Conference in Hong Kong, I found myself in charge with Marjorie Peaceland of the organization of the first of the biennial conferences, which would become the major activity of INQAAHE. We were chosen for this task because the participants wanted the first conference to take place in North America, and also, and probably mainly, because they wanted to diversify the membership of INQAAHE, and they thought we were in a good position to do that. The conference took place in Montreal. It was unique in many ways. 300 persons coming from 46 different countries were present. They listened to about 100 presentations about the different aspects of quality assurance. They debated, they socialized, they visited university, and they participated in the different activities that we had organized.
But what is the why and wherefore of INQAAHE? The fundamental purpose of INQAAHE is to promote and advance excellence in higher education through support for a proactive international community of quality assurance agencies. To pursue this, the network focuses on activities in 3 key areas: the theoretical development and practical implementation of quality assurance, the open exchange of information about each member's policies and actions, and the promotion of quality assurance for the benefit of higher education institutions, the student community, and society at large. Underpinning the network's activities are a set of core values that provides the foundations for QA policy and practice in higher education. Recognition of the value of the collective wisdom gathered from the practices of a diverse set of members and their ability to address the challenges of the educational and social structures in which they operate. Belief in the primacy of academic freedom and institutional integrity, and with it, the conviction that quality and quality assurance are first and foremost the responsibility of higher education institutions themselves. A fundamental understanding of the importance of working in partnership with fellow members, with higher education institutions, with regional and international government and non-government organizations, and with the business sector, in order to provide support, guidance, information, and advocacy in every possible area of quality assurance. But how did INQAAHE come to be what it is today? First perceived by some as an old boys' club, INQAAHE steadily expanded its membership and gained greater legitimacy, paving the way for the approval of the first INQAAHE constitution at the Utrecht Conference in 1995, a major landmark in the network's development. A year later, the INQAAHE website was launched, and in 1998, the network was established as a legal entity incorporated in New Zealand. By 2000, full INQAAHE conferences had become such large-scale and wide-reaching events that the practical benefits to member agencies were limited. To address the problem, a natural consequence of the network's impressive growth since 1991, a forum was introduced.
I have been a member of INQAAHE for over 20 years. I think I have never missed a conference or a workshop since 1995. If I look back at those years, I can see that most of my professional development is the result of the conversations, the experiences, the sharing of good and bad practices with colleagues from all over the world, having arguments, losing them, and sometimes winning them. But most of all, learning together about quality assurance and higher education.
By 2003, there was general agreement that INQAAHE had finally accrued the resources to engage one of its members as a formal secretariat. The Irish agency valiantly took on the role for the first 5-year period, followed by the Dutch Flemish agency, which took over in 2008. Since 2013, the secretariat has been led by INQAAHE, Catalonia. From the very outset, INQAAHE has prioritised collaborative work with other national and international bodies. In 2005, INQAAHE was formally granted NGO status by UNESCO, an achievement to be particularly proud of. Any large international network needs a core strategy, and in the case of INQAAHE, the first strategic plan was developed to cover the period 2008 to 2012. Following a thorough review, the 2013 to 2017 plan was published. But what does INQAAHE do for its members and for the wider QA community? To ensure that members are constantly informed about the latest developments in quality assurance in higher education, INQAAHE releases a quarterly bulletin and has a standing agreement through which all INQAAHE members receive a hard copy of the journal Quality in Higher Education, indispensable reading for anyone involved in the sector. In 2003, INQAAHE published Guidelines for Good Practice in Internal and External Quality Assurance.
The first version of this guideline was enriched over the years. It shows the dynamism of INQAAHE. I noted that the guidelines articles are looking more and more like evaluation standards and constitute a good tool for the self-evaluation of agencies.
When we presented them to the General Assembly in the conference in Dublin, we had a very interesting discussion about how prescriptive they should be. But fortunately, the idea prevailed that INQAAHE should be an inclusive network, that guidelines should be that and not principles, and that they were supposed to be used mostly in a developmental mode. We learned how hard it was to recognize the things you did well, or to identify your shortcomings without justifying them. We learned how other people saw us and received extremely useful feedback from our external reviewers.
A major step in the professionalisation of QA was the creation of formal academic qualifications in the field. Over 2008 and 2009, a team of experts designed a 1-year full-time equivalent graduate programme in quality assurance, which was introduced as a formal qualification at the University of Melbourne in 2010 and continues to be taught today.
I think in its 25 years of existence, INQAAHE has done a lot. It has provided a platform for the budding quality assurance agencies to learn new practices. It has provided platform for the matured agencies to share good practices and enhance its mutual cooperation. A lot of activities have been done, and I believe there are many other opportunities waiting for us to do on the platform of INQAAHE.
When I think of INQAAHE, I think about all the people that I've met and the work that we do together and the common goals and aspirations that we have for ensuring quality education for students no matter where they live in the world. And that's really work that's worth doing, in my opinion.
These have been wonderful years of learning, of traveling, join quality assurance and see the world, of meeting people and making friends. There are so many people that I have met in the conferences or the workshops, and that I enjoy meeting for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, for conversation that goes well beyond quality assurance and higher education.
So the honor has to come with the fact that INQAAHE and serving as your president a couple of years ago was probably one of the highlights of my professional career. The relief was because serving as INQAAHE president was a lot of hard work, but it was rewarding work. But it was really hard when I needed an answer to a question, and I knew that everybody that I needed to rely on the INQAAHE board was probably asleep when I was at work.
I offer my best wishes of success to INQAAHE and hope that it will continue to be an association of collaboration and exchange, as it has so remarkably done for the past 25 years. I thank you very much.
I have a strong desire and dream that INQAAHE should be the last word of quality in higher education around the globe, and every quality assurance agency in the world can be proudly a member of INQAAHE. Every higher education institute, university will try to be associated with INQAAHE. And lastly, I feel that most of the higher education students should be aware about INQAAHE and its role in higher education.
But what does this mean for you? What can INQAAHE help you to do? The benefits are many. With the continuing support of strategic partners, full members, associates and affiliates, INQAAHE can continue to grow and offer new opportunities in pursuit of global excellence in quality assurance across higher education.
Learn about QA systems from a global perspective.
Keep abreast of cutting-edge research on the impact of QA.
Interact with QA organizations from developing and mature nations and regions.
Fine-tune your understanding of accountability issues in cross-border QA systems.
Reflect on your existing expertise from a new, broader perspective.